maps that we did get a chance to see both of these teams play in our quarterfinal. It was very exciting to watch. And that's where we're going to be heading to map 2. Cafe, map 3, we may or may not get there depending on what these teams have in front of us. But Mirage, they're probably riding the high of winning 14 rounds in a row. And Wildcard, they kept their series pretty quick as well, 7-1, 7-3. Both of these teams probably feeling hot coming into this one, and it'll just be about who can, well, keep that temperature high on the cool chalet map that we now head our way towards. But here's an interesting ban already to keep things spicy, Nick. We've got the Blitz taken off the board first.
I want to see if they ban Solas here, because I think if Mirage target ban out Wildcard entirely, it could be a good step forward. Okay, Valkyrie's not a bad option either. My train of thought here is you try and target the intel game from Wildcard. We know these players, they love playing around it. Merc specifically, most of his decision making is based around how he can go on the offense, but he doesn't do it in like a, you know, monkey go see, monkey go shoot kind of vibe like we've seen ranked play. He needs intel to work with, right? That's why he plays the Solas. That's why, you know, they love playing the Valkyrie as well. So I like these bans. But yeah, the Blitz ban, this is a target towards Wildcard's ability to go so quick on the attack inside. And this is Chalet. It's arguably an attacker-sided map. It's where things get very crazy. It's where we see people, you know, play the Ying, play the Blitz, play the Line and Dokkaebi, etc. So both teams doing like a handshake deal saying, no Blitz, no Ying. We want people to see each other in these gunfights, no flashes really. I think it makes sense, especially because Wildcard, they pretty much always ban out the Ying. They're so good on their executes, they don't need that kind of operator to help them along. Whereas a team like Mirage, who is a weaker attack inside team, they might crush a little bit more onto operators like the Ying.
Yeah, it removes those more gimmicky operators from play. You can't rely on just that one element of an attack or that one operator that can almost carry your team to an attacking victory. Instead, I mean, Mirage on their attacking half as they start off this map, they're going to be forced to do things the old-fashioned way. It's going to come with a lot of coordination and a lot of just good old-fashioned utility usage to get through this Wildcard defense. And as you pointed out, Merc is going to be a threat. Right now, he's not on the Solas, but he will be playing the Mozzie. You've got someone like Spirits as well, going for a bit of a spawn peek here, clearly trying to set the tone early in round number 1. Merc sees the rope, knows there's someone potentially coming up onto the rappel, but there's also somebody keeping a watchful eye on that position. It's Kansan, who will send a couple of bullets into the window and force Merc to back off.
Pretty good read there from Mirage. Very much like done their prep work, expecting these aggressive plays from the defending side of Wildcard. And this is classic Merc action where swing out a window and again play with the intel. He sees the line from the rappel animation and that's what he works off of. He's got a second line though. Window opened up, C4 goes out. Look at that, it's just perfect siege right now from Merc. Holds the picks in the window. He can either drop to survive or try and get that second kill. But with the disc catch hit, Nate goes red and Murky drops down. He stays alive.
Just textbook execution all the way around. And like you said, the magnet from Adam proving perfect to allow Merc to slip away from that frag grenade that was maybe not quite perfectly cooked, but it was right on the money, and Merc would have had to drop away to safety. That he did, but he's now retaken that position on the top of those library stairs to see if he can make a bit more of an impact on this round. He'll have to worry about what lies in wait down below, though, because instead of putting all of that pressure up top, Mirage are trying to sneak in downstairs. Kansan doesn't work out for him, but Vertical will get something done from the closet.
Oh, it's good. I mean, right now it's just the Merc show. Wildcard, they still got library control relatively. They got bomb site control. Mirage, they're mostly outside the building or just in that initial first room like where it is right now. And they can't even get inside the building because Merc swings to start things off. Right now it's Spirits find that third kill in the round.
Vertical maybe hoping to just sneak on into the site, but the problem is he doesn't have the support from Rampy, who is still on the roof, only now trying to work his way down to support him. It'll be this awkward moment where Vertical is stuck in a corner, kind of frozen here, waiting for his teammate. He'll collect the kill onto Spirits while he does that, but Rampy is still on the rappel, only now trying to work his way into library. Surf, Merc, and Adam all playing a bit off the objective. Fine for Surf and Merc right now, but not so much for Adam, who was eventually finished off. Merc will secure his triple, meaning Rampy now has to drop down and pull it all off himself, and Surf is not going to let that happen. Good start for Wildcard.
Yeah, and there goes that 14-round win streak that Mirage was on from yesterday where, yeah, I mean, they're mostly looking good on the defensive side. Mirage, they love defense, and they are going to struggle on these attacking rounds. I actually believe as a former player myself that when you're in a best of 3 or a best of 5, on that very first map, which is right here in Chalet, starting on defense, regardless of like how good the map is for the attack or the defense in terms of like statistics, I think it's always great because when you're on defense, you set up your reinforcements, your utility, and you kind of just sit back and play your game. It's up to the attackers to always problem solve, to deal with the issues, find the openings, and again, win those engagements. Sure, Wildcard, they didn't just sit back. They played a very proactive round, very heavy in terms of movement, and that's their playstyle. That's how they play the game. But look at how hard it was for Mirage to get inside the building and actually get something done. Sure, it came down to a 1 versus 2, technically speaking. But again, was it a close round? Not really. When you're trading these early deaths on the attacking side, life just becomes that much more difficult. If you look at Mirage right now, they can attack our repickers, but Ayana, Ace, Buck, Dokkaebi, and Ash, no matter who you kill on the attacking lineup, you're gonna get great value. Either it's all the soft destruction, it's half your soft breach, it's your only hard breacher, or it's that global gadget of Dokkaebi. So with Wildcard's natural way of playing the game, playing this like in-your-face playstyle, if they can just get a 1-for-1 trade early in the round, I would definitely say it's worth it for them.
Well, Merc won't necessarily be the instrument to that playstyle this round. Instead, it's going to be someone like Spirits who is spearheading that. He's got the Soulless gadget in his hand this time, and he will be positioned down in bar stock for the moment, just below where this Mirage team is entering from. On the other side, you will have some pressure quickly establishing towards the objective itself, and a C4 that goes out early from Merc and finds nothing. Last round, he found the opening kill with that Nitro. This time, not so much. The only C4 that Wildcard had in pocket has now been expended. So in terms of any late game plant denial, they'll have to rely on the Soulless and those impacts and on the smokes that Packer has in his hands. But so far, Mirage, sure, it's been, you know, a mildly slow start, but they are cracking open these walls, and they are starting to get a good line of sight all the way through this top floor, forcing those defenders to back away.
Certainly is a lot better. I mean, just for them staying alive is the priority right now. Play the good old basics, take it nice and slow, and try to just reach the bomb site at some point. The thing is, once you get into piano and offense itself, that's when the fighting begins. You see it right here, there's like a line in the map. One half, Mirage is in their control. The other half, of course, is Wildcard. And Surf, he's gonna be first in battle.
Got the shotgun, knows it's gonna be a close range fight, and he pulls it out, at least the first one. Rampy will come away with that second one, and eventually equalize that man count. But a good early fight that Wildcard will win. Nice shot there from Adam, too, to take care of Spiker. Wildcard now retake the advantage, and Mirage have to be very cautious. A good nade here could change the course of the round, downing but not finishing off Packer, so Rampy's gonna have to get active to do it himself. Skeleton key, Adam knows where he is, but Rampy now sneaks around the other side and gets the job done. That's 2 for Rampy. He'll get the finishing blow onto Packer here, and now Mirage have taken the lead again.
Beautiful room clear out there from Mirage. Time is a little bit low, but they got that man advantage. Buck is also still up and alive. It's very important because of vertical destruction on the floor leading to the bomb site itself. Spirits, hard decision, goes for a flank all the way across the floor. Murky that has to stay alive or fight it out. If he falls, so does the bomb site. 20 seconds left, Mirage. They can hack the cams, check them real quick, but then they gotta go.
Good bit of soft destruction from above that tells them that trophy itself is clear. They can look to move into kitchen, but Merc's gonna have to do this all by himself. Slothy going for the defuse. Merc on the swing, spots the head of vertical, but cannot land the shots. Up top, though, the flank finally comes in. Merc down below gets the job done, too. A quick 3 kills for Wildcard, and what a way to win it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always risky when you try and go for those long flanks with low time left on the clock, and you can almost say that Mirage played into that so well. They got into the bombs like quickly, they were planting, the cover was technically there, but a bit of an unfortunate timing from the Buck up above. He was covering the flank and thought, okay, no one's flanking, I guess I'll sprint back towards kitchen hatch and help my teammates, and the moment he looked away to assist his team, well, that's when Spirits flanked that top floor portion of the map. And it's just one of the things where Mirage, they took so much time early in the round, which was good. They got the kills, it traded, favoring them in terms of numbers, but they didn't actually have drones in the right positions to actually watch the flank in that scenario, because they should know that Solus was about to flank. We see right here with 40 seconds left, 3 drones were alive when the round ended. One of those 3 drones could have, would have, should have been for the flank, of course, but it most likely wasn't. And if it was, well, then no player who was dead was on the cameras to give that intel to the remaining players that were alive to win that round. Wildcard, they look very much in the driver's seat so far. But Mirage, big improvements between round number 1 towards round number 2. So if they keep up this kind of pace, well, then this third round might just be when they get their first round on the board.
Did really feel like a winnable round, though, for Mirage, as you pointed out, Nick. I mean, you got the advantage, and you're fighting a 3v1 on the site, pretty much. I mean, Merc was alone for a good bit of time there, and it was just about the timing of the flank coming in clutch, and of course, Merc did his job well. He's 5-0 right now. So no wonder the Wildcard were able to take it. But it came close. Mirage just looking to push this one over the edge and get to the other side. Finally securing a round win. Round 3 could be the one. Down below here on Garage and Wine Cellar, but the first exothermic denied.
Yep. I mean, if you're a Thermite player, you've been here before. If you breach too far left or that center panel of the wall, you're gonna get impact trick through the drone hole. You gotta put it like relatively far to the right to avoid that from happening. And it's one of those very small details where, okay, Spiker, you shouldn't be making this mistake, but is it gonna, impact the round's, outcome? Probably not. Rampy has secondary habits gadget as well with those can openers, as we call them. So if they want more hard destruction in this round, they will have that available to them. It's just one of those small oopsie daisies that can happen. But Wildcard, they're not super oriented on the bomb site itself. They're very active on their own. That's why Jackal's in play right now from Vertical. And Mirage is playing like a two-sided game. They're clean air utility, but also room clearing at the same time.
Yeah, Rampy opening it up onto Adam. That'll start to chip away at this roam. Spirits is the next in Mirage's line of sight. He just slips away from that engagement. But he could be in a very dangerous position. He might get some support from someone down below on that first floor. You see Merc, you see Surf in a position to potentially rotate up to help him. But for now, he's left on his lonesome, and he is going to back away. Rampy opening up this angle, seeing if he can provide the cutoff. He nearly did. Now Surf is in danger. Mirage making some good early progress here, but as Kansan tries to make a move, Surf will shut him down. Spirits, who didn't give up that position as easily as Mirage were hoping, will also get another kill. Rampy, potentially his next victim if Rampy's not careful. That's another for Spirits. And Mirage, this attack has just fallen apart.
Such a good positioning game there from Spirits. Gets the kill, stays above. He knows that if he just stays alive, the roam is still active and it's gonna, pressure Mirage. Meanwhile, they're out of the building waiting. It pays off. Spiker finds a call to Merc. It's a 2v3, still favoring Wildcard, and the plan is gonna be hard to get down from Mirage.
Spiker will try it. Seeing if anybody's gonna step up and try to deny. Spirits does, but fails. Packer unable to land the shots on Sloppy in the close corner, eventually doing it as he just peeks his head out. But here's the big challenge. Spiker can hold this very long angle, and Packer and Surf have to hit a nasty shot to shut this down. No Kiba barriers or anything like that to seal the breach. They're gonna have to land a quick shot here. Oh no!
Oh.
Or they can long arm it. Surf found the perfect position. Oh. He chooses to get off. And just when Spiker thought he had to initiate the gunfight, that's when Surf pops up to kill him. A brutal end, but another good effort from Mirage that they just missed by a hair.
Oh boy, so let's rewind that round to where the first point of contact happened. It was that thermite breach on the exterior wall where the round ended, right, where the bomb went down. If the exothermic charge didn't get impact tricked, the first one that is, the breach would have actually been open in a way so that the attackers could see the diffuser from all the way out. But because it was impact tricked and you gotta go, far right, and you don't have a second breach to open it up more, well, all of a sudden that post-plant position from very far outside doesn't really work in your favor anymore. And Wildcard, again, they played so well in those 2v2s and 2v1s, always isolating members and finding those advantageous gunfights. They long arm it. They bait the Thermal to sprint on in. He can't fight back. He's panicking, quite literally. And then they get off the defuse and they swing 2 versus 1. No sticking and praying that your teammate covers you. No. Get off the plant. You got plenty of time to work with. Swing together, get the kill, then go back to doing that business of getting the diffuser, taken care of. A bit of a tilting moment for Mirage. They thought they had that one. They did quite well at getting back into the round. But ultimately, the story remains the same. Wildcard up 3-0.
Personally, it's just one of those things I love about Rainbow Six because it's just those tiny little things, tiny little details that can make the round go from it's an easy win to you're just going to lose it. And it's an impact trick. It's one impact grenade. It's an exothermic charge placed maybe 5 inches closer to the left than it should have been. It's just those small things that make this game so fun sometimes. And, obviously Mirage was on the losing end of that. But Wildcard were more than happy to take advantage. Really shows you how just buttoned up everything about that defense was. They knew how important it would be to have somebody keeping an eye on that garage wall to see if an impact trick was possible. Adam gave it a try, and it certainly paid off. So, Mirage, after the tack timeout, they now go back to the drawing board and see what they can do. But they're going to have to find a way to deny, a couple more defensive rounds here for Wildcard. Otherwise, this one is looking rather one-sided.
Yeah. Honestly, I think if you're Mirage and if you're Meepy in that tag timeout, I think you're talking about the mental side of the game right now more than anything else. I think Meepy could say, guys, small mistakes cost us rounds. We gotta just tighten up and focus on the basics. Because it really just, as you said, it comes down to the devil in the details. A great punishment, though. Rampy reached the run out, can just tell that Merc, he's gonna look for those engagements, right? That's just the prep work and of course experience from Rampy as a player, knowing that Merc might go for that play. So Mirage, for the first time, they have a decisive opening kill in the lead from the first 30 seconds into action. But we've seen them have a decent start and still fall short in the late round. The goal now for Mirage is to just keep up a decent pace here. Try and utilize the fact that you got an early kill to go a little bit faster through this map. And seeing as what they're doing right now, entering on the Solarium side, Master Bedroom, on that big window rappel, as well as Sloppy on the library balcony, they're actually hitting from both sides right now, which means pacing is very good for Mirage.
Yeah, that kill's going to help speed things up. But just like the last round, they need to make sure they keep on their toes. They do not want to let this advantage slip away. Rampy, who was able to get that opening kill in both round 4 and in the previous round number 3, is going to be part of this initiation on the top floor, this really last-second force the Mirage are trying to get going to force out these top players up above. Adam is going to feel the heat here flashed, and he's going to have to back off. Spirits is also in need of a rotate down below, and so he's going to do it. He'll pick up one, but losing Packer in the process. Rampy a double for him. Adam has since rotated back to safety, but this is a 2v4. It's going to be an uphill climb the rest of the way for Wildcard.
Yeah, the side isn't really playable, right? Soft destruction with those DMRs, you got breaching charges from canceling the Ash. If you're Wildcard right now, yeah, Spirits is the playmaker. Adam holds down the side, stops the plant from happening, but Spirits has to find at least one kill here on the extension, onto Fireplace or that blue staircase. If not, bomb site surely falls. Mirage, you see it right now, they bought that time early on. They're taking that time now. Join out the bomb side, find both players, and figure out how they get into the map efficiently without dying. They're about to do that just now.
Spirits, good one there. He'll back off now, claiming that kill, and now hoping to deny this push in the last 10 seconds. Kansan first to drop, first to fall. Adam now rotating around to see if he can do a little more damage here. There it is. That's another kill. Slothy is now the only player left, planning close to this bar stock door. Getting the kill there onto Adam, and Spirits on 1 HP up top, so vulnerable now. Slothy in a very secure position. Spirits hoping to find an angle to get this kill, but he may have to take this heads-up gunfight. And with 1 HP, oh, that's not looking likely. Slothy sees the drop. No way! What? Spirits wins it! A masterful shot. It's a triple kill on the round, and it's the 1v1 clutch.
Yeah, I think Surf summarized that. He says, nah, that's not supposed to happen. I mean, I even wrote in my notes, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I wrote 1 round for Mirage, 3 for Wildcard. I had to, you know, erase it and put the 4-0 instead, because, I mean, there's just no way you make a comeback in that situation. It was played out well by both teams, although I will say, Wildcard with a small error for the first time in the series so far. In that 2 versus 1, you can just kind of let Adam figure out if the last guy is planting or not, because there's only 2 or 3 seconds left on the clock. Instead of Wildcard, they did the quote-unquote safe play, where they both kind of just stay in corners and they wait for confirmation of the sound, or if they, you know, see the bomb going down. And it got them into that 2 versus 1. It became a 1 versus 1. Bit of hesitation as well for Mirage. They didn't drop with the flashbangs, so when they actually went for that the hatch drop from library into the bomb side, Adam wasn't blinded any longer. So they spent the flashbang, they ran away, they came back to the hatch, then they dropped without the flashbang, and the guy who drops dies. And that's how the round became a 3 versus 2 down to a 2 versus 2. We saw Rampy's face right there. Frustration. It's the second round. The Mirage arguably had no business losing, so Tilt can certainly be assumed to be settling in here.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, now it really is time for Mirage to step things up. They are on what we would assume to be the slightly favorable side of this map, Nick. And they just have not found any success just yet. They've came so close in so many different rounds, but they just have not been able to push it over the edge and take that win. Just a matter of time, though. Round number 5, it could be where things begin anew for them. Of course, they don't have another tactical timeout. They've already used that. So any adjustments that they want to make, any strategy changes, it's going to have to happen between the rounds. It's going to have to happen fast.
It's a very good point, actually. There's no breaks here, and the thing is, Wildcard for the majority of this game, they've been controlling when the action happens. They're always, again, looking for those early gunfights. So it's gonna feel like if you're a Mirage player, you're getting choked out very slowly. Everyone's alive, Kenson took a bit of damage, but the pace, again, there's a cost to this. A little bit slower, a little bit safer, but at least everybody's alive. Last time we saw Mirage clear that top floor hold of Master Bedroom, they did it quite well. They traded 3 kills, only losing 2 members, so 1-man advantage. Looking for that same kind of goal in this round.
Kansan, you see him deal with that barbed wire now, giving him a chance to potentially swing this piano double door, but 2 defenders sit on the other side, and any support he might have had from Rampy, well, that's no more. A well-placed Toxic Babe from Packer will also slow this assault. He'll throw another one out, use it to cover his retreat, but he'll just get caught out by Vertical and drop down. This nade should likely finish him off, and with that kill from Spiker, Mirage might just turn this one quickly to a 4v3 scenario, making a 4v2 with Packer on his back. Spirits and Merc are gonna have to do the rest of the work here. Mirage, they've been in this situation before. They cannot squander this opportunity again.
Oh, they can't, they shouldn't. The C4, the yellow ping is there, they have some sort of intel, but it doesn't get the kill, just a little bit of damage. Exact same thing happening. Merc holding down the side, Spirits looking for a flank. If Mirage, they fall to it one more time. First one's shame on you. Second one, let's see.
Spirits nearly. Long range fight for the second one, and he's gonna lose that to Kansan. It's just Merc now, and he'll pick up 1 here, but he'll need 3 more. Solarium Stairs, his next target. Not gonna be easy, though. 10 seconds, Mirage cannot get complacent. They can't afford it. And thankfully, Slothy will take matters into his own hands and play the trade from the other side. Mirage finally get on the board.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful. They finally get it. It's the first round. They need this. I mean, if you go back 3-6 months and you say that you're down, you know, 1-4 round count starting on the attacking side, you're thinking, oh, it's over. But there's still life here. Mirage, the defender-sided team, if they can get 1 more round, get that 2-4 half, they buy themselves a little bit of room, a little bit of leeway to make a few mistakes on defense and still be okay.
You saw a valiant effort put up there in the end. by Spirits and Merc, but they couldn't do it. Mirage had secured enough of an advantage and were not about to let that slide again. And an important change, because in 3 rounds so far, I think Mirage have held the advantage at least at some point. Maybe it's been in the early round with an opening kill, maybe it's been towards the back half, but they just haven't been able to close. Finally, they shut the door on Wildcard and they claim their first attack. One more attacking round, one more chance to come out of this half with a bit more of an advantageous split, and at the very least, a bit more momentum going into the swap.
The surprise, you don't see Solus every single round, but I guess where Solus has been a mixed bag when Merc played it, when they went for that run onto ramp and just kind of died. Wildcard, they had this pretty set pattern where when they play the base and bomb side, they play a lot of, trap-oriented operators. The Thorn, the Fenrir, the Lesion. That's because the Valkyrie's banned from Mirage. They need some sort of intel game to figure out where the attacker's coming from. And when they're going to initiate those engagements, they can then, weaken them with the gadgetry as well. And it makes sense. I would love to see a Solus here instead of an Oryx, just to get intel on where the drones are. Mirage, they have 9 drones alive. That is a very obvious sign that Solus is not being played. And Solus could just hunt those drones down, find them in prep phase, and make it more difficult to set them up. We did see Mirage last time they attacked this bomb site. They had really good rotation drones out of kitchen, inside of library. And that was again because Solus isn't played by Wildcard on this particular bomb site of basement.
Oh, Rampy will once again start things off well with an opening pick, something he's been successful in doing now 3 different times on the first 6 rounds alone. No Merc to provide any late round clutch like he had just a few rounds ago. So Mirage, once again, now press the advantage. Using this extra space they've opened up, they should be able to take swift control of these top 2 floors. And Wildcard, feeling that pressure, should probably start to back off and play a bit safer.
Yeah, play safer might be what they need, but is it in their nature? That's the question. Wildcard, they have one mode typically, and it's to advance forward. And that's the same play they're making right now. Spirits going up the staircase from West Main. Adam up top floor. They're gonna split the sources 2-2. 2 people holding the bomb site, 2 people looking for those picks, because again, when you're playing in numbers disadvantage, gotta try and find a pick somewhere.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Adam looks like he's waiting for the call to maybe pop out through the wall and get something done. Just send it in. Hasn't done it just yet, though. Maybe waiting for Mirage to actually begin their execute so he can go for this flank. Rampy's ready, though. He's going to be the one to go for the defuse. Vertical will cover him from the main stairs, and Kansan from the blue side. Adam will get 2 back here, and Packer just misses his chance. He knows where these final few attackers are, but he's just got to land the shots. Adam finds 3, Adam finds 4. Denied, though, on the ace, and it's all up to Sir. He knows where Kansan is, as the Ash just took care of Adam. But this back and forth, yeah, that's going to favor Mirage 5 times out of 5. It'll be Mirage who take the final attacking round and come out of the half with 2 rounds to their name.
They needed that so badly for the mental and for the round count itself. Adam was absolutely huge in that round. I didn't think the flank was going to be that successful because Wildcard, they took a little bit longer to set up the flank, right? We saw the bomb basically being planted down before the first kill happened, but then it was just a really quick fury. I mean, the second Adam got the first kill, it took only 5 seconds to get the following 3, and it came down once again to a 1 versus 1. But the post plant a little bit better this time from the side of Mirage. They also had a drone on the side, 6 of those alive, that gave the intel of whether or not the Surge was actually going for the defuse or not. So we see right here from Kansan, he goes down the staircase, yellow ping comes out, he knows the defuse is happening, backs up. And then in the very end of that round, he actually seeks the engagement. Kansan showing confidence in the 1v1, something that's very important. We see so many times a player has to make the split-second decision. Okay, 20 seconds left, defusing takes 7 seconds. Do I go for the swing? Do I play on time? Kansan knew what he wanted there. Run down, fake it, run back upstairs, and swing back into the gunfight. No hesitation whatsoever. Small things like that can make a huge difference in the outcome of the rounds. Mirage, they buy themselves a little bit of wiggle room now, getting those 2 rounds, only putting Wildcard on 4. Imagine it was a 5-1 half. Wildcard, they get one attack. All of a sudden, you look at a match point against you. You don't ever want to be in that position, of course. You can avoid it. You see, Mirage can do better on the defense, though, because they desperately need to do better.
Wildcard probably feeling comfortable, though. Over the 5 times we saw this map played during the closed league portion of the NA League, we saw this go about 55% attacker side, about 45% defensive side. So that's pretty rough and it's pretty close. But it is enough that I'm confident Wildcard are feeling rather secure in their 2-round lead at the moment. Still a lot of work left to do, as Wildcard proved on their defenses. Attacking on this map is never easy. So they're gonna have to stay tight. And they're gonna have to figure out a way to take care of this library hold, because you're getting a double impact trick from Rampy and Kansan. And so far that's worked well.
Yes, I mean, again, the pace is so fast. The comparison between these two teams on the attacking side is monumental. This grenade is so good. I thought for a second there it wasn't cooked long enough. It doesn't get the kill, however. Just the injure. Maybe Spiriting's in a flourish drone to try and confirm that kill. He has none left, actually. Puts him in an awkward position. I don't think they even think that he's downed either. Vert might be looking for the revive, but it's so risky. He's not sure if it's worth it here.
Kansan flashed. Surf slightly delayed because of the goo mine, so he's not gonna pounce just yet. Wow. An incredible missed opportunity as Kansan was in the corner. For a moment, I'm like, there's no way he's still there, right? Still flashed and still prone. As a result, Mirage will get a nice free couple of early fights and kills. And Wildcard, they're gonna have to adapt. Merc missing the spray and vertical with a little turn and burn. That's 2 for the Jaeger. Oh, and it's Wildcard in shambles here, as little things have just started to slip away. Unfortunate in library how that all transpired, but now they can't reminisce. They're gonna have to just push through the pain here and find a way for Spirits and Packer to take care of these final 4 defenders.
Yeah, you see everybody from Mirage sprinting straight back down to the bomb site. They don't want to risk the roam. Don't gotta get into those isolated confrontations. Just play the 4 versus 2 now, not 4 versus 1. It's Packer who's 0-5. I know chat's losing their mind saying, oh, he's got no kills, he's bad. He is a supportive cast, the backbone. Classic support round. 1 versus 4. Go clutch, have fun.
10 seconds.
Here he goes. Finds 1. But that will be all for Packer. He did get on the board, though. And that is a start. I believe he is 1-5 now after that round, looking to definitely make a bit more of a contribution on the second half of this map. But Mirage, this is looking eerily similar to their quarterfinal matchup, where they didn't take a single round for 5 rounds in a row. When they finally got the hang of things, when they finally found their stride, they never looked back. It was 14 rounds in a row. It was 7 rounds in a row on the first map, 7 rounds in a row on the next map. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here. Wildcard are likely to get a round or 2 here or there, but Mirage have clearly worked out whatever kinks were getting them into trouble on that first half.
And it's just such a good sign as well, especially from a young team. I know most players in Mirage's roster, they aren't like amateurs, right? But the roster put together with these 5 players, with the support staff, is a new team. And being able to figure things out as you're going through it is very important. We saw Mirage's face cams a couple of rounds in, losing those rounds, when they're up 2 versus 1, when the bomb is planted. And it's just signs of frustration, right? You're like, oh, what are we doing? We're playing so bad. I mean, this is a map that Wildcard, they've yet to play. They shouldn't be good on it. They've had less time to practice it, etc. We should be winning here. That's what Mirage is going through right now. Wildcard, you're laughing. They got those 4 rounds. They clutched a couple of them, but we got this one, boys. Don't worry too much. But now this interesting thing happens, right? This side swap after the 6th round, which is the last in the first half. And things are looking a little bit different. Mirage, they look very confident and comfortable in the first round. And they actually played so hard for that library hold, despite it being a kitchen defense. You could easily have thought that last round was a bar defense, but no, this one is. And if you do the exact same kind of hold, the question now comes, can Wildcard problem solve and fix the mistakes of the previous round, or will they falter in the exact same way back to back?
Slothy now feeling the heat. He'll drop away to safety. Good timing for him. Wildcard clearly doing a much better job, though, at taking control of library. They still have top fireplace to worry about. They still have vertical to handle. But they have made like leaps and strides compared to what we just saw a moment ago. Sloppy has now retaken a position up above, but this time on the blue stairs, feeling a bit too threatened in library to actually play inside that room itself, but still a threat for Wildcard to address.
There's gonna be a bit of a reset here from both teams. Wildcard, they burn so much utility to clear out the library corner, which is exactly what they want. They got what they came for, but again, they only have one grenade left, no flashbangs. They gotta play around their gunplay for the majority of this round. Mirage still got 5 defenders alive. Rampy on the solos, getting intel. They're playing against even the Fenrir gadget in the basement. If Kenzen reads this correctly, he might get a free pick.
Oh, waiting for it, waiting for the swing, taking full advantage of that, and Spirits is cut down. That's exactly why those dread mines can be so lethal. Surf, though, will get a response. Now Merc will hop in to see if he can make something happen up above, but he can't. A crossfire is what he finds. A player down below, and Fireplace is dealt with. Packer now trying to step up, and he'll do his job well. Playing the trade game nicely there. Mirage now find themselves down 1 for the first time in this round. But they're still in a decent spot. Wildcard still have a lot of work left to do and only have 3 bodies to get the job done.
We've seen this exact thing happen with the teams, you know, on the opposite side of this equation. Spiker's gonna play the side, and Kansan look for the kill. Wildcard, they did the exact same thing. They should know this will be the likely outcome. They got 2 smoke grenades. That's gonna shield them to drop down the hatch and maybe get a plant down.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Spiker watching, waiting, taking advantage of Surf not looking the right way. Adam, who is still up top, hoping his teammates could do the dirty work for him, is now gonna have to find a way to pull off a miracle, but he is simply out of time. Mirage, that's 4 rounds in a row, and they managed to tie us up.
Maybe they are building that 14-round comeback. Who knows? I mean, right now it's looking very solid for them. And Wildcard, they did fall to that exact same thing where one person holds a side, other one goes for a cheeky flank, and the death that happened from Wildcard's side was not only the guy watching the flank, also the guy with the diffuser. So Adam's gotta go from the, you know, the hatch drop back into mezzanine and then figure things out. He's got 5 seconds. No way he's making that one. He sprints in, but he actually survives. That's how little time that was left in that round. Really weird, like, odd kind of open engagement in the basement where Wildcard is sitting a lone player, no drone, no support, and it's not very like them. When we see them play Border, when we see them play most of the maps, I would say, they like to send in people together, with Merc being that spearhead, just jumping in, getting aggressive in places. Merc has taken a backseat more often than not on the attacking side so far, where he's playing on a window, holding a rotation, cooking the grenades. And that's the troublesome thing about playing Chalet. Those frag grenades are so valuable, and you only have 2 or 4 of them. So if Merc is going to become your injury player, he has to spend the grenades first. But by that point, half the round is burnt, and you're in this position where if you were to rotate elsewhere for a flank, it's going to take even more time off the board. So now you got to send other operators and other players who do the job that arguably Merc should be doing, and they're not really finding success with that. Of course, the bombs that play out differently. Mirage started defending kitchen into bar, and now into this basement bomb side. And a very big characteristical difference between them is that basement is typically your go-to quote-unquote bunker bomb site, where you get downstairs, you play like 4 guys on the site itself, you know, deployable shields, utility, Goya canisters, etc., and you kind of let the attackers come to you. But that's not the style that we've been seeing so far in this matchup. Wildcard, they had 3 people roaming. Mirage currently have 3 people roaming, and it's about setting up the other parts of the map. The Solas here, looking for drones, right? Shutting down the intel. Only found 1 so far. What that means is that the drones from Wildcard are outside the building. They have no idea what the inside looks like. And then they got the dread mines and Fenrir, the goo mines to slow down the roam. And let's say Wildcard goes for a side execute, then they got the Goyo canisters to spread that fire for 20 seconds, allowing the roamers back onto the bomb side. This is like a 3-layer defense here from Mirage, and I quite like it so far.
Yeah, it's working. It's working real well. Wildcard, they take their tack time out. They're now going to have to see if they can, like Mirage did on their first half, use this time to regroup and see if they can find some success again. Just hasn't happened in a while for them, and it's going to need to get started off well. Merc on the entry up top will use a couple of drones at his feet to start manually clearing out this top floor by himself. Obviously no trade potential, no teammate immediately around him, but he will be joined eventually by Spirits, who will take up a position in office and assist him on this hold. Not too much pressure though from Mirage. You can see them starting to fall back, running through those tiers of that defense. As you mentioned, Nick, they're not getting overly in the face of this wildcard attack, but they also aren't giving up any map for free.
It's played excellently so far. And again, it's up to the attackers to problem solve and deal with all these different areas of the map. Okay, roam clearing is hard, the bomb site is hard. No one's really peeking us, so we can't get any kills on the attack inside. Now they see those bomb site walls. Exothermic charge breach open the deep ones that are boiler, and then you get the A Selma charges for the single wall looking towards the car carriage portion. And now Wildcard have a way in, technically speaking. But then what comes next? Well, there's actually no C4 because Goldier's playing the impact grenades, so there's no easy way here to deny a plant if they can get into a plant position. But look at this, the roam is fighting back.
Yeah, Kansan taking this heads-up gunfight with Merc and winning it. Rampy in a position to support him as well, and Wildcard, they may have had something building, but now they're in an awkward spot. Adam's just gonna try to force this and get this diffuser down. No coverage from up top though, so it's very risky in this post plant. Rampy takes advantage of that and takes care of Spirits up above. Surf on the coverage gets one, but he's gonna need more than that. Kansan. It's another on this retake. Packer will come back inside to see if he can deny this pressure from above, and through the wall he can. Adam has an opportunity, takes advantage of that. One more, not quite. Spiker now the last alive. He'll tease this diffuser. Looking to stick it. Packer, there it is. Finds the angle and finds the shots. Wildcard back on their feet.
Got a little bit too close to comfort there. Wildcard, they get the 2v1. Adam dies, leaving Packer all alone. You know, Packer was 0-5 going onto the attack inside, and he's actually finding his stride right now, despite not really having that warm-up like the rest of his team, not getting into those engagements with the same kind of success. And I really like what Mirage did there, going for the flank, worked out. They got kitchen control, they got dining control, they had the hatch in their control as well, which is surprising to me as the plan actually did go down regardless of that. And even more so, I spoke about how they had all these like steps to defense, the roam, the fallback, the Goyo fire, etc. They were missing one simple thing. They didn't have a C4. So they're trying to deny the plan, throwing out impact grenades, but they don't do a whole lot of damage unless they land right between your feet, and there's no line of sight to do just that. So impacts goes out, they basically tickle the plant, that's it, they don't do any damage, bomb goes down, and again, attackers are so favored in those post-plant positions. It's a great execute from both teams, but ultimately Wildcard, they read the situation just a little bit better.
I like that Spirits tried to play that top floor position in office, essentially shortcutting the fact that they did not have somebody in dining watching the hatch above the site. He played all the way up top and was hoping to cover that dining position from above. Of course, that didn't end up working, but the concept was there. Like, Wildcard knew that they didn't necessarily need to have dining control if Spirits could stay alive up top for a bit longer.
I like how you say that. The concept was phenomenal, right? It was like picture perfect, but then again, you lose a gunfight, somebody, you know, shoots you through the floor, whatever can happen, you know? All of a sudden, it's not looking all so good any longer. But they had a backup plan. Just came down to people picking up a gun, walking up with confidence, and trying to win those initial gunfights. And speaking of that, right now it's Wildcard looking to isolate Rampy downstairs, but what they don't know that we do is that he's out of there. Up the blue stairs he goes, get back to his teammates. What was a quick entry has come to a bit of a halt here from Wildcard's side, because Rampy simply just duped all the drones. Only 3 of them are killed though, still plenty to go around, but it significantly slowed down the attack.
That was well done. Rampy really did look like he was as good as dead. You had attackers on 2 or 3 sides of him at once, but he gets out of there. And Wildcard spent a lot of time, a lot of resources, and they get just about nothing for it. Thankfully, they've realized that now, so they'll shift their attention towards this top clear. Good shot from Adam. Merc looking to add on for one more as well. But he'll rotate around and see if he can pressure Piano from the balcony. So Mirage, they've been forced to fall off this position, but guess who's back? It's Rampy. And after being here in the early round, he's coming all the way back. And there it is. An easy kill for him as long as he hits his left mouse button, waiting for Spirits to get off the drone and see how much damage he can do. Finally, actually shooting and taking that kill. But Merc at the same time will get one up above. And honestly, Rampy, he did waste a little bit of time down there. Now he's got to get all the way back to support Spiker.
To be in. Rampy's always playing this bar library side. And yeah, it's paid off so far, but the bomb set is falling apart. Rampy's the last person alive, halfway across the map. No one can help him, and I don't think he has intel. He's got to clutch a 1 versus 3.
Good shot onto Merc. The arm spotted, but he can't do anything more than that onto Adam. Packer and Adam will now get just about as far away as they can, repositioning for these long angle fights that Rampy is going to be hard-pressed to take. Packer up above, actually, might find himself in a gunfight sooner than he was hoping. But Rampy has telegraphed his position, and he is simply running out of time on the clock. He'll drop in, hit a nice one through the wall. Now tucking himself behind the bomb chassis. But Packer up top, drops in way too soon! Packer exposes himself, and Rampy clutches it up with 4 kills.
Jesus, I mean, the shots he was hitting to win that round through the wall, vertically, going up and down staircases, dropping the hatch as well. I mean, it didn't look like that was going to happen whatsoever. I mean, Wildcard had on luck. They play one person upstairs, one person inside, and they're always walking backwards, basically refusing to confront Rampy in those gunfights, and I can see why. The second he forced himself into them, he won them immediately. We also saw that beautiful trigger discipline from Rampy early in the round, and there are kind of 2 outcomes to that. He was just aiming at Buck right here for a long while, waiting for a second attacker to come around, trying to pick up a double kill. Of course, we know that doesn't happen. He just gets a single. So it wastes a lot of time, where imagine Rampy killed the bug immediately and then runs away. It's gonna send Wildcard into panic mode. Oh, the flank is open, the flank is open. What do we do? Instead, Wildcard, they feel like they got everything figured out, and it's why they hit the bomb site. Because they didn't realize that Rampy actually had crossed those drone lines, that drone network. But Rampy in that 1 versus 3 looked tough, but we know the outcome. He won every single gunfight, gets the counter defuse, and mentally speaking, Rampy needed that. He had a rough couple of first rounds. He had a long-looking face after some of those round losses. But with that, Mirage now tied up 5-5.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
And Rampy is now 12-9. Packer definitely having a rough go, but overall, that was a round that you know he's going to be looking back on and regretting. Needed to hold up top a little bit longer. Needed to be a little more patient there rather than panicking, dropping down, and allowing Rampy the time to get the kill and the counter defuse. One situation that you're always going to look back on and say, all right, if we lose this map, we might know why. But it's those little things that add up. It's not just one moment. It's not just one round. We see these things over the course of the map. That right there, well, is one of them. You throw in a breaching round in an effort to take care of the frost mats. That's both of Surf's breaching rounds, and both frost mats, well, they're still up.
That's an issue because they might look for a quick one here, and they can't do that with the same kind of confidence because now they gotta shoot 2 frostmats before jumping in the window. So Wildcard had to adjust and adapt their attack right now, or just gamble it anyway. We know from the outlines that if those frostmats were destroyed, they could easily go for this. They'll still try it.
Interesting. Merc not covering all of his bases there. Thankfully, he's got Surf there to get the trade. Vertical, though, he's fighting good for Mirage. Spirits has found his way in, but exposes himself to Spiker. Takes a lot of damage. Talk about a disjointed attack. Wildcard, and they're a little bit all over the place here. Spirits will get that kill onto Rampy, who was, again, trying to do a little too much. What just happened? It's just Adam and Spirits now. Still 90 seconds on the clock, but they're the only ones left.
It's very disjointed. I mean, Spirits goes in for the plan and just ends up jumping right out. I don't know. It looks like they were trying to fully commit, but half the team truly didn't.
New mag.
Some blind spots in the initial entry, of course, also eluded them. They fell very early on. And I will say Spiker on the Frost right now doing so much work, staying alive, finding a pick, doing damage onto the second member as well. And again, now there's no way in. Attackers are always struggling with this for both sides. They can get a pick. Actually, the Fire got an intro to Spiker. Maybe I spoke too soon. But how do you into the bomb site? Jump in the window? Probably not gonna work out. Kanson's got you. Flank from lobby? Probably not gonna work out because Vert's got you. Bases are covered.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
He's made his way in and Kansan hasn't swung yet. Does he know Kansan is here though? That's the question. He doesn't. He's looking the other way. Once he hears the drop, there goes Kansan. He'll swing it. Vertical from the other side. Perfectly timed. Mirage take another.
Just like that, things get very exciting. I mean, let's put ourselves into the mindset of Wildcard real quick. If you're up 3 versus 1 against Rampy, bomb is planted, and you're thinking, there is no way we lose this round. You lose it. You know, a little bit distracted, maybe a little bit annoyed. This round happens. Surf gets that first pick onto Mezzanine, but then he overextends and White swings top blue stairs when all they wanted was library control. And they got that, and then they overextend, they overreach, they get shut down, and it leaves the rest of Wildcard in a very awkward position. Spirits was the capital, was inside the bomb site, basically ready to plant when his teammates would cover him, but his teammates weren't even trying to cover. They're trying to go for more kills, being a little bit too greedy, I would argue, and they also lose that round back to back. Now they're staring down this really ugly match point text where you don't want to be here, right? You built a good early lead. Wildcard took the first 4 rounds in a row. Then Mirage took 4 rounds in a row. And then it's been a bit of a trade, but as we see, Mirage finding the last 2 out of 3 rounds. Now they go downstairs to basement once more. It is where the only successful attack from Wildcard transpired, so it's very possible they could do it again. But small operative changes here. The mirror being brought out, the Maestro being brought out, more bomb deny fuel, or plant deny should I say. So Wildcard might need to approach this round a little bit differently than last time.
The Mirage looking to put themselves over the edge here after a troubling start on this map. They are now the first team with the chance to go 1-0 in this series, to lead going into map 2. Wildcard looking to stop that. They're really going to have to tighten things up. That last round, probably their worst attacking round yet from an overall strategy perspective. So regrouping here is going to be so important. You see them using these drones early to see if they can track down Rampy, the man who has really just been a thorn in their side on the roam this entire second half.
And he's just running around again. Starts master bedroom, sprints to the entire map, somehow not dying to either of the 2 members holding him on the rotation. And again, he just buys so much time. Drones also suffering, 5 dead, but Mercs can go to vertical. So Wildcard might not have that many drones left, but they're getting kills.
Yeah, they've started this round off well. They've taken care of vertical. Rampy very low, and you see that he's been spotted now. No one from Wildcard in position to collapse on that just yet, but Spirits will take care of Slothy in the meantime. It's really going their way right now. Kansan up top is going to have to pull off something crazy because Wildcard are sweeping through this map with confidence, and they are shutting down this Mirage roam piece by piece.
Only 2 drones left though. Kansan could be the hero of this round. He's roaming inside a library, so it's very far off the map, but there's no flank drones, and he's solo, so he knows if there would be one, where it would be. Wildcard, as you get the bomb sets open up, but look at Rampy, always running, always aggressing, always getting those picks.
Merc up above, seeing if he can do some damage there. Without Packer, they still have the advantage. This should be fine if they can avoid the impacts coming in from Kansan and Spiker. Merc, though, he's gonna do this one the old-fashioned way. Gotta watch out from Rampy behind. A quick trade. That'll get that job done. Kansan is now the only one who can do anything about denying this plant. He's on the Solus, no better operator for it. But he has 3 gunfights to take, and that is simply not going to be allowed to happen. Wildcard recover, and they send us to overtime.
That is the scariest version of this wildcard team. When they are successful on the roam clear, which they typically are, they're just so quick and they're so lethal, right? They storm into Trophy Kitchen, and Rampy does a really good job. He recognizes that he might have clutched around, he might have like 12 kills plus, but you can't be the main character every single round. Sometimes you gotta give up a fight and go play with your teammates, get back towards the bomb site. And Rampy was quite literally sprinting through the entirety of the map, second last player alive once more, and just doing so much work. But I want to see somebody from Mirage help him in these rounds. Either set up those cameras and give him intel, play Echo, give Rampy a yoga between his feet he can play with or something like that, because right now it is just him doing everything on defense, it looks like. Of course, in overtime, it's gonna be side swaps based on who chose what, if overtime would have become available. Wildcard, they're in defense. Mirage, you're on attack. Where they start right now, they'll play on those 2 out of 3 rounds. This is effectively now a best of 3 in round count. And if you're defending, then statistically, you're very happy. Because defense has won 4 out of the 6 rounds on both halves so far in the series.
Yeah, Chalet, maybe overall this stage has been more attacker-sided, but this game, very clearly, it's gone the way of the defense, 4-2. So Wildcard likely happy about that. Merc very clearly looking to set the tempo here now that they're back on their favored side. Already going for a bit of a spawn peek, seeing if he can catch anyone from Mirage off guard as they're working their way up towards the building. No one will be exposed to that angle, however, as once again they are cautiously approaching, keeping an eye on these windows, knowing exactly what Wildcard like to do.
And that's the thing. Once you start figuring out your opponent and you play around it, that's when you start finding success more and more often. If you expect Wildcard to swing you, and they actually do, but you're holding that angle, you're gonna get a free kill. And we actually see Wildcard playing a lot more passive this time in overtime. We see them falling back the second there's too much pressure, right? The Kairos went down, Spirits falls back. Nobody's running out the trench door. They're not making that mistake 2 times in the series. And they're trying to do what Mirage did, where they layer the defense. Instead of fighting the entire round out in the first room of engagement, Killjoy fall back, Killjoy fall back. But again, a lack of solids from Wildcard's defense means that it's hard to find those drones. Mirage have only lost 3 of them. They have a ton of information to work with. Still half round in play. Mirage is just waiting for the right moment to strike here and to use that last Togepi phone call.
Calling them up.
Well, you hear the EE1D from Slothy come out, seeing if they can pinpoint any defensive locations before moving in. Like you said, they're just waiting for their opportunity to strike. Does just feel like a matter of time. They will have to worry about Merc, though, who's got a C4 in hand. Sending Spiker sky high now. Packer likely to do the same. Careful, blue stairs. Packer misses his chance. That gets Adam killed, and now he goes down too. A little disaster up top for Wildcard, and now Mirage equalize the man count.
Even in a default camera top blue, could have given the intel of when to swing for Packer, and he's kind of sold his teammate short there. But 3v3 is still good for defense. You're scattered across, Merc holding side, 2 roamers across the map. Mirage, they got no tools. They got 3 flashbangs. They can try and get the bomb site. 1 Lion scan, that EE1D might be their saving grace in this round. You gotta pop it, flash it, drop it, and hope you can get inside the side.
They've popped it. Here goes Vertical down the stairs, keeping an eye on Barstock. A very powerful position to try to deny, but Merc, he's sitting right there, and he is thriving right there. That's a quad kill. The ace on the other side of the wall, and he's gonna get it. That's all 5 for Merc. And Wildcard, they send us to overtime, and then they take the lead in overtime.
So, Merc pulls out a 4K in regulation, an ace in the first overtime round, Rami pulled out a 4K, Adam pulled out a 4K. This entire game is just individual heroics right now. Players are playing out of their mind in individual rounds. And it comes down to, again, you know, the attackers, they seize the right opportunities in the right moment. And they get it. There's a small gap. We see right here, Packer not there to counter the initial entry. And you're thinking, oh no, surely that's it, right? But no. Good old Merc on the side, anchoring down, playing from 1 corner position, finding 3 picks. 16 kills to his name. The ace on your screen as we see. Sides will swap
Attackers
once
have
more.
discovered the location of a bomb.
And would you look at that? Of course, attacker repick is in play. This could change. But Spirits might bring out the Monty in overtime as well to kind of round things off nicely for Wildcard. Mindset Mirage, they specifically target ban Spirits as Blitz. But Monty can do a similar job. You're not as quick, you're not as lethal, but you're very safe, you're hard to get rid of. And one thing that Wildcard did struggle with was that initial entry and the intel as well. Mirage has been so good destroying drones, and what better way to get intel than being a living, walking, really hard to kill drone of Monty? This is a great answer, I think, and it's gonna come as a surprise to Mirage as well, because they've played a full game of regulation, but not a single Monty in play.
The one danger, of course, is that with that Monty in play, you have to play more coordinated than ever. You need to play off of Spirits so incredibly well in order to find any impact from him. Yes, he can kind of move in alone initially, but as soon as you're working your way into a crossfire, you need someone behind. You need several people behind Spirits in order to capitalize on the intel that he gets. The coordination has been a little bit of a problem for Wildcard on their attacking side. We saw it just a couple of rounds ago. Maybe the Monty can force them to play that game, though, and get them back on their feet. Right now, they're getting intel with their drones. At least they're trying to figure out what they're dealing with up top. They've spotted Vertical, and Merc is now going to see if he can send a nade in to deal with that. But for now, Vertical will remain unscathed.
It would have been a phenomenal nade to get that opening kill, but a good read there from Mirage. They coordinate, say, hey, there's a drone looking at you, buddy. You gotta move along. And this is where the Monty comes in play. Find the gadgetry, walk up and get that intel, but I think you're completely right. You have to play around the Monty, and Spirits has to communicate with his teammates what he wants from them. But look at this coordination. Walks in, Fenrir gadget. Ash Tosh comes out 2 times in a row. Now they got that bulletproof camera to deal with. And they're slowly making progress up top and forcing Mirage further and further back on this top hold.
The nade from Merc missed. So Spirits is going to have to just face check it and clear it. He'll step on into Master. He knows there's no one on his right. There is Vertical thrown behind the bed, though. Spirits is aware of it. You see the Z-pings. He is aware that there are several players pressuring this angle, so he needs the support from behind him. Vertical is getting lit up now, but Spirits is going to try to fight this. Surf supports it from bathroom, but now the Monty goes down, and the shield loses his life. Adam is there to respond, and that is something. They take care of Rampy, and they take the advantage, but now they're really going to have to keep it tight. They've lost the Monty. You better play perfect.
But they got what they wanted. Full, roam presence, vertical control. They got a ton of stuff utility on the Ace and the Ash. They don't have side breached open, though, so Merc has to find a kill in the initial flank, otherwise there's no way in for them.
Slothy, what a time to find a kill. The 416 working wonders onto the Ace. Adam with 13 kills, no more for him in this round. And with 15 seconds, Merc is just crouch walking into the site. He's got an opportunity here. Oh, but he misses his chance. Spiker shuts him down. Here comes the drop, but Slothy covers it well. Packer is now alone against the world. No chance to get the diffuser down. It is round 14 for Mirage, and round 15 is what we'll need to see the conclusion of map 1.
Oh my god, it's gonna go all the way. And again, those very small things, but if Merc walks in and actually finds a kill there, the entire round can look, it can go the other way for Wildcard, basically. But Mirage, they knew they had bomb site control, playing very far back. There was no vertical destruction on the floor inside Solarium, which allowed them to play inside a trophy room instead, playing very far back, very conservative, and just hold that hatch drop, just waiting down time. It's a beautiful mini execute upstairs, where Wildcard, they did trade in even numbers, and then they said, you know what, let's sprint back to the bomb site. We don't need top floor right now, and they were right. They burned enough time. They killed the important operator of Monty, and they played that round beautifully. The issue now is, if you're Mirage, you're in attack again. It's not where you want to be in overtime, but it's where you are. And this is it. This is the final round. There's no going backseas, take backseas, or changing it up. Of course, if you're Wildcard, you got to choose, okay, where do we defend? Only bomb site that was locked for them was bar, so they cannot go back to it. And we haven't seen Master Bedroom really being played this entire stage across any region. It's always been basement, bar, and kitchen.
5 seconds to insertion.
Basement will be the final destination for us. It's where attackers, they have been more successful than not.
Defuse a bomb.
It's a dangerous one for Wildcard. They got that same lineup as previously, with Adam on the Oryx. Last time he went absolutely massive with a 4K, although it did not get them the round as Mirage to clutch it out on the attack.
Reload!
Foreign games, Wildcard went there twice, at least in regulation, and they won it twice. They went to Kitchen and Dining twice, they were 1-1. They went to Garage and Wine Cellar twice, they were 1-1. So this one has gone both directions. Mirage have found some success here. And for them, if they want to take this win on the attacking side, no less, all they've got to do is replicate that. First step, as always, deal with this roam, and Merc is going to be the threat that they have to track down. Adam as well, these two players combining for 29 kills and looking to add a bit more to their tally.
Yeah, if we can destroy them early or get those opening kills all of a sudden. Not a lot of kills on this side of Wildcard. I mean, you still got Spirits. Surf's got 9, it's not all too bad. Operator lineup though, Slothy, Mirage, bring out the Nomad, recognizing that the flank has been an issue. They can try and take like a limited top floor take, take library, take towards, office master bedroom, put up the air jabs, make the flanks more difficult to be achieved from the defenders, and they also get the opening kill. This is the second time, by the way, Merc stand in the exact position, where he just kind of walks to the rotate on side, either swinging the breach trying to get a kill, or just not really realizing that it's opened up. It's not going to be good for the defending side. You don't want to lose a member like that to spikers outside the building. That's the worst way to go down.
He was spotted on the rotation by that drone from Slothy, and some good communication from Mirage net them the first kill. Vertical, though, is trying to take a lot of space by himself. He is all the way through that blue hallway. He is in a very precarious position. Up top, Rampy will lose his life, but Vertical will end up getting a trade, sending Spirits down for good and giving site control here to the attack. Slothy, that's another. Spiker now looking to get this diffuser down, and it is all Mirage right now. Surf is the last alive, but not for much longer. It took all 15, but Mirage take the opening map.
And Vertical just